So hello everyone, we're going to get going in our class today. Welcome to our backyard. As you can see, the beautiful rhododendrons are blooming behind me. We thought it would be a nice treat to share with you. So you can go ahead and find a comfortable seat and sit tall in your spine and prepare yourself for class. Anything that you might need, whether it be props or an extra yoga mat, blanket, anything, make sure that you have them available now before we begin. And while we're all gathering ourselves, let's just close down the eyes and we'll take some nice deep breaths. So you're breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. And if you could just imagine that gravity softened its grip on the body, let your whole body start to relax a little bit more than it usually does. And watch closely, observing the breath coming in through the nose and exiting through the nose. This is a great opportunity to listen to the sounds around you, to notice the feelings throughout your body as we begin. And the idea here is to become as present as we can in this moment. So whatever's happening for you, allow it to flow through you and just keep breathing. We'll have a chant to start us off today. This is a chant by Swami Ananda called I Awake in Thy Light. The words are, I awake in Thy light, I awake in Thy light, I am joyful, I am free, I awake in Thy light. I am joyful, I am free, I awake. take a few moments together in the silence that follows the chant to lift your inner gaze to the point between the two eyebrows, palms facing up on the lap, sit nice and tall on the spine. And gently turn your eyes to look higher upward. Look right up to the spiritual eye. And hear the words of the chant echoing within yourself. I awake in thy light, I awake in thy light. I am joyful, I am free, I awake in thy light. I awake in thy love, I awake in thy love. I am joyful, I am free, I awake in thy love. I awake in thy joy, I awake in thy joy. I am joyful, I am free, I awake in thy joy. When you're ready, you can slowly begin to open the eyes and we'll come back together here. So welcome again to this beautiful day, beautiful practice. We're still assembling over here, but as you're ready to, you can go ahead and free your arms. We'll take a nice deep breath and reach up above the head. And then exhale and turn the hands out and spread them nice and wide out and around the body. Couple rounds here of inhaling to rise. And then exhaling to release. So you really are looking for the rhythm of your own breath here. Feeling as you inhale, right at the peak of the inhale, the arms are above the head. And at the bottom of exhalation, the arms come all the way down. Couple more rounds here. Last time we'll inhale all the way up and around and then let the fingers slide right onto the shoulders. Take some nice shrugs of the shoulders up by the ears and then roll them back and down. Use the breath inhaling to rise, exhaling to lower. Good, and then lead with one arm and then come through with the other here. And get a little twisting in the body. Then reverse the direction. So just like you're swimming. Try to keep the body relaxed, especially your jaw. Relax your jaw so that you're not clenching. And when you finish, you inhale and sweep the arms up and around. And then very gentle exhale, hands down into the heart. So we're just going to lean ourselves right over to our left side here. You can inhale and reach your opposite arm above the head. And reach up and over. And then exhale and bend your elbow and press that hand away and down to the other side. And then we'll go right over, one side and the other. So you inhale to expand, exhale, bend, elbow, drop the shoulder and reach over. A couple more times. Make sure you're breathing. And then we'll come back into neutral when you're ready. We're going to take hands onto the knees and just do a little stirring of the body. So you start as you're ready to, but you're going to keep making it more and more dramatic. When you come forwards, try to let your torso lean forward, and when you go back, round your back and curl your shoulders. And this adds a whole nother dimension to the practice. You can always just be stirring, nice and neutral, and then reverse the direction. You really need to breathe through whatever starts to surface in these little opening movements. And then we're just going to take a little rocking side to side and see if you can become aware of your sits bones, those two bones at the base of your hips, and make sure that they're really fielded right into the ground here. From there, if you can, we'll send arms reaching out in front. We'll continue with a little warm-up here. You're going to double inhale and open the arms. And double exhale, release. So you want to tighten the arms and then release. Really what you're doing here is working right into the shoulders and the heart, sending fresh breath. Couple more rounds. Good, and then we'll finish there. Last is just to rub the palms together, and you want to generate enough heat that the palms start to rise in temperature, and then you're going to rub the wrists. So just rub the back and front sides of your wrists, and we'll get a little blood flow going into these regions. Good, and then rub the palms one more time. And then let's draw down from the shoulder into the heart. So every time you make a movement that goes from your shoulder or any part of the body back to the heart, you're encouraging healthy blood flow, healthy circulation. Good. And then let's do legs. So you can rub the palms again, get a little bit of heat generated, especially if you're in a cold room or dark room. I feel like I could combust at any second. It's very hot here in the sun. And then just rub the knees and up the thighs and up the body here. You're just encouraging a little upward flow of energy in the body. All right, last movement here, hands onto the knees. You're going to inhale and lift the chest and look up. Exhale and look down, rounding the spine. So a couple times here, very gentle awakenings of the spine. And let's finish with the neck. If you need to release your hands behind you for extra support, feel free. And you just bow your chin down towards your chest and roll one ear to one shoulder, side to side. Try to let the muscles of the face be very heavy here. Keep breathing, sitting up nice and tall. Good, let's leave left hand on the ground. We're going to go ahead and take our right hand and come around and wrap onto the top of the head. Some of us can get to the ear. And you're just going to very gently come on the tips of your supportive fingers and hand and arm and gently encourage the head over to the side a little bit. And you get this beautiful line of energy down the neck and the arm. It's not meant to stretch or pull, just to activate. Then let's go to the other side. So very simple. You're not pulling here, but just resting the weight of the hand is usually enough. Alright, when you're ready to release, go ahead. So we're going to release our feet out and take them nice and wide on our mat. So you may be off the sides of your mat. If you're outdoors, venturing into the grass, which is good. And take a little wiggle of your toes, even the feet. And then let's just do a little rubbing of the inner thigh, and especially by the knee. Make sure you get into these joints. Rubbing sends blood flow into the joint. Make sure you get the back side of the knee as well. For those of us that have pain in our joints or we have limited mobility, just a little bit of blood flow is very helpful. So if you need to, set hands behind you and just sit tall. For most of us, when we start to lift our heart here, it starts to pull on the inner thighs, and you can just breathe here. Nice deep breath, toes pointed towards the sky. Now if you feel like you have the strength in your back to carry your arms up above, feel free to inhale and sweep the arms up and around. And then exhale, hands into the heart. Take a few rounds here. This is a very grounding posture. The next time you come up, we're going to look towards one of our legs. So for uniformity, you can start on the right side and you look towards the right leg, and then start to bow yourself down over the leg. And send little messages right to the left lower back to release and be at ease. If anyone can reach down to their foot, feel free to do so. Good, and we're not staying too long here. You can inhale, and just to align the spine, either recline onto the hands, or you can send arms up into the sky, and then twist the torso over to the side, and we'll lean over our other leg here for a few breaths. Remember, back, low, right side of the back stays nice and relaxed. All right, and final, we come up on an inhalation and then lean forward. So be very gentle here. You do not want to overstress the inner thigh muscles, and you just start to kind of peek into the space. And I personally like to do a little rocking side to side. Will help to soothe the muscles. Good, nice deep breath. And there's a beautiful affirmation for this pose. Let me fetch it for us. Let's see. Somewhere in here. Oh, I welcome every opportunity for further growth. So affirmations are a way that we can capture the conscious mind and apply it for shifting our own consciousness. So repeat these affirmations either inwardly or outwardly, your choice. I welcome every opportunity for further growth. The final movement in this is to just bow the head down and release. The affirmation, I welcome every opportunity for further growth. When you're ready to rise, inhale, go ahead and start to come through your seat, and we're going to fold just one leg in. So for uniformity, if you'd like, you can take your left foot in, and we're going to slide our opposite hand down the leg and reach up and over above the body. Now you can always have the hand on the heart, and you're looking up as the heart begins to open and lowering down. So it's a variation of Janu Sharasana. The affirmation, left, right, all around, life's harmonies are mine. Left, right, all around, life's harmonies are mine. So don't worry about being perfect on your mat. We're going to set our left hand down and behind us, right hand to follow, and we're going to lift ourselves into a side plank. So extending one leg, other knee supportive underneath the body, and you reach up into the sky. So you should be able to rise right out of your position. Perfect, nice deep breath. Try to smile in the position. Some of us can take the palm face down and reach over the head, and we find this beautiful line of energy. When you're ready to lower down, just sink the hips back and use your hands to support you as you lower back and down onto the earth. Let's go to the other side. So send that leg reaching out long, opposite foot into the center of the body. Slide your hand down the leg. So left hand down the leg, opposite arm reaches up into the sky. Easier is to turn the palm up into the sky. Some of us turn it down and reach up and overhead. Good, so nice full breath here. The affirmation, left, right, all around, life's harmonies are mine. Left, right, all around, life's harmonies are mine. And then gently releasing out of the pose, set your right hand down onto the ground, left hand can be the support, and roll the foot down onto the ground, and then you can lift right up onto your knee and come into a side plank, a modified side plank. So you can either reach right above your head for ease, or if you'd like a little more, face palm down and reach over the crown. Side plank also has a beautiful affirmation, of which all of them are escaping me today. The calm fire of my concentration burns all restlessness, all distraction. So take a few more breaths and let that fire burn away all restlessness, all distraction. You're ready to release, you just bow the top arm down, hips go back and out of the way, and we're going to take feet nice and close together. So come into your seat here. You can start with feet far away from the body or pull them nice and close. It's your choice, depending on the flexibility of your body. Some of us will need hands behind so that we can keep our chest nice and broad. This is the active phase of the pose. So sit up nice and tall. Most important in this pose to relax the crease in between thigh and hip. Relax the inner thighs. If you can transfer your hands to the front side, you're most welcome to hold on to the feet or hold on to the shins. Stay here as long as you'd like. And then we bow the head and round the back as we fold forwards. The affirmation, secure in myself, I accept whatever is. Secure in myself, I accept whatever is. Feel the consciousness behind the words and let it shift your own personal consciousness. Secure in myself, I accept whatever is. When you're ready to slowly begin to rise back up, we come back into the active phase for a couple breaths here and see if you can shift all your energy right up to the spiritual eye, the point between the two eyebrows. There's a beautiful moment when you can relax in the position and all of a sudden your energy is free to start flowing, the blood is free to start flowing. You can open the eyes as you're ready. So let's fold our knees together here. We're going to come into boat pose. So I'll show you from the side. Find a nice comfortable position here with knees bent and hold onto the backs of your thighs. First and foremost is to lift the chest. So if your back feels or looks like this, lift yourself up to begin. Thighs, knees, and feet hold nice and close together. Some of us are going to release the hands and we can pause here and we start to lean back and your toes will peel right off the ground as you lean back. And if you're really honest and you're breathing in this pose, this is quite a bit for us to work with, just right here. The affirmation, within my every breath is infinite power. So when the mind starts whispering little words of discouragement to you, meet that opposition with the affirmation, within my every breath is infinite power. See if you can stay here for a little bit. Anyone wanting to move a little bit further, hold on the backs of the thighs and lift the feet, but keep the chest lifted. Furthermore, if you've been working on this pose for a long time, maybe you free the arms and hold the feet raised in the air. Just breathe in the version that you're ready for. And repeat the affirmation, within my every breath is infinite power. When you're ready to lower down, feet step wider, knees are still bent, and just walk your hands into the inside of your legs and bow the head down. Very important in between the postures to take a few moments to feel their effect and just to breathe and be calm. Especially after an active pose, make sure that you meet back at a calm baseline. When you're ready to begin to rise, feel free. Now we're going to sweep the feet out of the way and let's rise right up into standing position. So rising all the way up, get nice and tall. We'll all arrive in our own timing here. Let's take a little bend of the knees and then inhale and spring with great energy. And then exhale, release the hands. You're going to bend the knees and we're going to cross our arms just like we had wings. And then inhale and sweep up and open. Just take a few flaps here. Exhale, come down, cross the arms, little spring up, and then sweep them down. Good. And a few rounds just like this. Some of us may be able to get into a nice swing with the arms, and that's wonderful. Just make sure that you're careful of your low spine and its needs. So there's a double bounce. When you come down, you bounce and come halfway up, and then bounce and then release up. Great for your knees. Good. Keep the breath flowing here, no matter what sensation you feel. Good. And then last time, all the way up, like one of those amusement park rides that pauses right at the top, and then exhale, and we'll float the arms down and out and around. Good. We're going to come into an eagle pose, so you can reach the arms wide and bend at your elbows. Great for your shoulders. Let's start with right arm on top, and start by holding your shoulders. So nice deep breathing here. Some of us will take a little bend in the knees, and this is as far as we go. Others of us are going to match the backs of the palms together. Furthermore, you can wrap the hands if that's available. I'll show you from the side for another view. Take a little bend of your knees. And in this case, we're going to step our right foot over if you can. It's not necessary, but it's certainly fun to try. And the affirmation at the center of life's storms, I stand serene. At the center of life's storms, I stand serene. Try to relax your shoulders and breathe more deeply. If anyone wants to wrap the leg and do a little balance, feel free. If anyone wants to fold over and forwards, feel free. At the center of life's storms, I stand serene. When you're ready to release, bottom leg comes unwrapping out of the way. We come back to a neutral spine. You're just going to bend the knees and brush your shoulders. Send all that energy back to the earth and then sweep up into the sky. Good. Exhale. Nice big space around the body. Hands come down. Let's just take a moment to look to the spiritual eye. Lean the weight towards the balls of your feet. Slight bend in your knees so your posture is neutral and active at the same time. Think of your spine like a superhighway. Energy's rising up one side and descending down the other. And we'll take a little cleanse of the body. So when you're ready, you open the eyes, bend the knees, and sweep the arms up. We're coming all the way down into a fold. So any which way. If you need the support of the hands, take them right to the thighs. But we're all folding forwards. Inhale and lift halfway, nice long spine. And you're pointing with the crown of the head. And then exhale and release. Let's do one more. Inhale, lifting halfway. Filling the body with fresh breath, and then exhale to release. Bend the knees and roll your way up the spine. See if you can find a nice smooth rhythm as you inhale, arms come up. And then as you exhale, release the arms out and out of the way. Inhale, we sweep up halfway, bending at the elbow, setting for eagle, opposite side. This time we have left arm on top. Start with holding the shoulders here. Giving yourself a hug. Take a few deep breaths. You might take a little bend in your knees. Just get a little buoyancy. So anyone that has trouble standing for a long period of time, learn to stand with knees slightly bent. Weight on the ball of the foot. It's when we lock our knees that we cut off the blood flow. So when you're ready, you can come into backside of palms if you'd like, or wrap hands. We're going to bend the knees and step over with our left foot, finding a nice steady balance pose. The affirmation at the center of life's storms, I stand serene. Keep breathing, in through the nose, out through the nose. At the center of life's storms, I stand serene. Think of all the emotional, mental storms in our lives, outer circumstantial storms. At the center of life's storms, I stand serene. And if you can wrap your leg, feel free. Now's the time. If anyone wants to try and bow forward, it's definitely a test of your balance. And that's your humble eagle. So wherever you find yourself, stay for a few moments, stay for a breath. When you're ready to unwind, let the legs uncross. Get a steady foundation before you drop. Exhale to release the breath and sweep off the shoulders, and then inhale to rise with lots of energy. Exhale, spread the arms out nice and wide. We'll do one more standing posture and come down. So you can take left hand to your hip, and you're going to kick your hips over to the side and reach the opposite arm up and around. Some of us can do palm facing up. Some of us, for the shoulder, it's more comfortable palm facing down. And you look in the opposite direction here, so out over to our right side. The affirmation, strength and courage fill my body cells. You really got to say this one like you mean it. It's not one of the lighter affirmations. Strength and courage fill my body cells. So when we're challenged with new situations, remind yourself, strength and courage fill my body cells. If you can stay another moment here, inhale fullness of breath. When you're ready to release, just unfurl the top arm down, out and out of the way, all the way down. Let's come right to the other side. So hand can be on the hip. Inhale, reach the opposite side. Make sure you kick the hips over a little bit more. Good, nice, deep and steady breath. And if you're really honoring the breath and allowing it to flow, this is a very challenging pose for the body. You can sort of hide in the shallow breath and go deeper into the pose, but go deeper into the breath and choose the more shallow pose. Strength and courage fill my body cells. Remember to reach through the crown of your head for the last couple breaths here. This practice is about your spine, not your arms. When you're ready to release out, just gently let that arm come all the way down. Good, we're going to lift the hands, and palms are facing up, little fists, and just flutter the hands in little baby circles. And you want to keep reaching away from the heart. Go a little quicker if you can. Sort of like you were doing the tiniest little jump rope circle movement here. Good, and then reverse. And this is great for awakening shoulders. And then just release the hands down. Let's shift the gaze of the spiritual eye, relax the entire body. Weight stays on the ball of the foot. Remember, these neutral positions are not a time to sort of just go blank in the mind, but to observe and watch the transformation that's happening. And to listen for your breath so you can learn how to relax more deeply into your present moment situation. Alright, you can slowly open the eyes. I think we can get one more standing posture in here. So you come up to whatever is the front of your mat and take a step back with your right foot to start. So one step is easy version. 2 steps, we go a little deeper. 3 steps, just make sure you can get out of the pose. Nice deep bend in this front knee here. We're going to come into a warrior 2 pose, so get strong in your foundation first. Balls of the feet pushing away, and inner thighs gathering. So these are important little micro movements. It makes it a lot easier to stay in the pose. We're going to inhale and carry the arms right into the heart, and you're going to send arms reaching out from the heart and look over your front hand. Take a look down towards your front knee, and just make sure you can see your first and second toes. And the affirmation, I joyfully manifest the power of God. I joyfully manifest the power of God. Stay nice and steady here. We're looking over the middle finger line, which is ruled by the element of fire. Yes, which I am almost combusting into flames right now in the sunlight. Send me cooling breaths. And then you could drop the hands down. Good, so to come out of the pose, you could do a little shimmy of your foot if you'd like, or you can take a step or 2 steps and we come all the way back. Let's just stand neutral for a moment. Make sure you look to the spiritual eye. Give that awakened possibility a place to flow. Stand tall, relax shoulders. When you're ready, you can open the eyes and we'll come over to the other side. So sending left foot back this time. Take 1 step if you'd like. Again, 2 steps or even 3 if you'd like to. And bend into this front knee, right over the ankle. Make sure you can see big toe and second toe. So push to the soles of the feet. You're starting to spread the mat away from its center, and then that's when you start drawing through inner thighs. So draw up and in. You could even use the hands if you'd like. Just feel that sense of you're lifting. Everything's getting a little bit lighter and right into the heart, and you broadcast that energy through tips of the fingers. And you're looking out over the middle finger line. I joyfully manifest the power of God. I joyfully manifest the power of God. You can even think of it as the beautiful flow of awareness and consciousness coming into you. You're joyfully manifesting that power. Nice steadiness of breath here, steadiness of purpose. At some point we all meet our mental threshold and take another deep breath. And when you're ready, slowly lowering the arms down out of the way. So you could take a little press off, a little step, 1 or 2, and we come all the way back up to the front of the mat. And just take a moment here, stand tall in the spine. You're retraining yourself how to stand correctly. Weight is on the ball of the feet. We can thank Nike for all of our heel standing position. That little cushioned heel transferred everybody's weight to the back of their foot. So lean towards the front of the ball of the foot, slight bend in your knees. This helps to keep the energy flowing through your body. Relax your shoulders and your spine like a sprouting plant is climbing, climbing, climbing higher, crown of the head reaching. Good, and then you could slowly open the eyes out of the pose. So we're going to come all the way down. Be creative if you'd like. You can sweep the arms up and take a forward fold if you'd like, but we're all coming down. Some of us do a downward facing dog and the rest of us do a child's pose. So child's pose is knees bent and we reach the arms out nice and long. Downward facing dog, our hips are in the sky. We're looking towards the lap. Heels stay heavy in downward facing dog. We'll all use the affirmation together. Calmness radiates from every fiber of my being. If there's any unease in you, offer it up to the affirmation. Calmness radiates from every fiber of my being. Calmness radiates from every fiber of my being. When you're ready, we're coming all the way down onto our belly. So any way that you need to get there, go ahead and lay yourself down onto the belly. Good. Take hands underneath the face and just press into the hands and pull the shoulder or elbows underneath shoulders. And this is our Sphinx pose. It's a wonderful place to rest for a little while. And the affirmation, I rise joyfully to meet each new opportunity. I rise joyfully to meet each new opportunity. Take nice, long, deep breaths. And the body is anything but sleeping. Point through the big toes. Reach, reach, reach behind you. Now either stay here or you can come a little further with us. We're going to press into the hands to separate the elbows out of the way and come into Cobra pose. This time hands are under the shoulders. Most important, push down through your pelvic bone. Just try that, and it already will start to give you a little leverage to lift up. Some of us can go a little higher than others, and you breathe where you are. Relax your low back. You do not need your low back stressing in the pose. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Come right down when you're ready to. It's a challenging pose. And you make a little nest with your hands and relax your head. We're going to rise into the pose again. You can come into the easier version Sphinx pose, or if you'd like to come into the Cobra, join with me. Hands under shoulders, push down through the pelvic bone first, then transfer some weight into the hands, and you lift up into your Cobra pose. Nice deep breath. Try to relax your shoulders down out of the way if you can. Arms nice and close by the body. Stay for a little while if possible, and the rest of us will come down as you're ready. So lowering down nice and gentle. Go ahead and take your hands back into your little nest, and then bend the knees this time and wave the feet side to side. Be mindful of the health of your low spine. But trust enough to try something a little more challenging or a little more beyond your comfort zone. Okay, last of our belly positions here. You can come into your Sphinx pose if you'd like, and just stay here with knees bent. Some of us are going to release our hands back towards our feet and we'll catch our ankles. And we may not make it all the way there. If you do, kick into the hands and peel the chest off the ground first. Second, push down through your pelvic bone like you're sending a taproot into the earth, and this may afford you to lift your knees. Nice deep breath here. Try to look only at one particular point and focus here and breathe. The affirmation, I recall my scattered energies to recharge my spine. All that energy that's been dissolved into a million directions, I recall my scattered energies to recharge my spine. Stay as long as you'd like in the pose, as long as it serves you, and then lower down when you're ready to, and release the hands in front of the face. Take a little respite here. Again, the neutral position is not an opportunity to go to sleep or just sort of tune out, but we use this as an opportunity to become aware of the way that the posture has affected us. So stay for a little longer if you'd like, or you can push back into a child's pose, is the resting position here. Let's just rest the body, let it take a few moments. So some of us like a child's pose where our hands are reaching out. Some of us like to wrap our hands behind us. If your toes happen to cross behind you, set the right toes on top of the left. why we did that. It's just we're told to do it that way in particular.
Which one is next to the ground?
Which one's left foot? The affirmation for child's pose. I relax from outer involvement into my inner haven of peace. I relax from outer involvement into my inner haven of peace. This is the way of the yogi to take time each day as often as possible to relax away from the world of the senses, of activity, and to go inward into peaceful stillness. I relax from outer involvement into my inner haven of peace. So stay as long as you'd like in your child's pose. The rest of us, we're all coming onto our backs. So you can make your way down creatively if you'd like. And we're going to lay down here. So feel free to hold onto the back side of your legs and just sort of print your spine down onto the ground. Take knees in towards the chest. Some long, deep breaths here. And it's really the yogi's choice as you get onto the ground for any positions that you might need. If you were looking for a twisting position, let the knees bend and just wave the knees side to side. This is a great way to flush out the low spine. So we'll lay ourselves all the way back and down. Some of us like happy baby pose. We take knees way out towards the shoulders, feet halfway to the sky on our backs. Just take some time here to connect with your body, to breathe in a supportive way. To notice the way that the breath is flowing in the body and the way that this posture is awakening a new exchange of energy in your body. Since we're all in different postures, I'm just going to select an affirmation for us to use. Oh, this one's beautiful. For bridge pose, I offer every thought as a bridge to divine grace. So as you're in these various postures and you're breathing, feel the consciousness that every moment of your life, every thought that comes through is an offering to divine grace. Whether it be stress, whether it be loving thought, frustration, let that be your bridge back to the divine. I offer my every thought as a bridge to divine grace. And it's in these moments of your practice that you can let your awareness, your consciousness, your mind, however you view it, to expand, get a little more spacious. When we feel stressed, we also start feeling cramped in our body, like there's not enough room for our emotions and our thoughts. So expand yourself. Expand your vessel to hold more consciousness. paraphrasing, but in the words of Sri Yukteswar, a beautiful yogi, he said, in small minds, the fish of little thoughts make many waves and disturb the surface of their minds so easily. But in great minds, something along the lines of it's the whales of deep, deep thought barely make a ripple at the surface of their experience. And that's what we're returning to in our own practice, so that the little things don't affect us. We increase our depth. Looks like we have time for about one more position here. So if you'd like to take your final inversion position, feel free. For some of us, I'll demonstrate, it can be bridge pose. You just lift your hips off the ground. For some of us, we'll want to try legs up the wall. So soft fists underneath the hips, and we send feet reaching to the sky. For some of us, we can lift our hips as we press into the elbows and come into supportive shoulder stand. So you choose what position that you'd like to embody, and embody it fully. Be there 100%, every thread of your attention. Bringing all the attention now up to the brain. And this is really the stage in our physical body where we can begin to witness the enactment of expanded consciousness. Stay as long as you'd like in these inversions, as long as the breath continues to move sweetly. And then you be the judge when it's time for you in your practice to come down into your final resting Shavasana. Feel free. When you arrive in Shavasana, this is your opportunity to surrender all pretense, all thoughts, emotions, and energies back into peace, and to just bathe in that beautiful ocean of peace within yourself. The affirmation, bones, muscles, movement, I surrender now. Anxiety, elation, and depression, churning thoughts, all these I give into the hands of peace. come out of my secret soul. Come out of my secret soul. Mother, come out of my secret soul. Come out of my cave of silence. Come out of my cave of silence. Let's take a few moments here before we start to stir in the body to feel the expanded nature of our consciousness. To feel the peaceful nature of who we are. Let your first movements be long, deep inhalations through the nose, long, full exhalations through the mouth. And just before you move the body, feel the spine awaken with fresh energy, dynamic energy, and feel that extending out into your arms and your legs, hands and feet, and start to awaken from that energy movements of hands, feet. And you take your time honoring any way that you might need to move to stir in the body. Some of us begin to take knees in towards the chest, and we feel that wonderful sensation of vitality in body and brain. And when it feels right for you, you can roll off to your side. Resting there for a few moments, just breathing. As layers of the mind and the personality start to return into focus, be calm, be still inside. And it's out of that inner calm and peace that we begin to rise from the ground. So any which way that you'd like, just gently rising back into a comfortable seat, and we'll finish our practice together. So take your time. Eyes remaining closed, feel your sits bones as you return to your seat anchored into the ground, the points of your hips. You can do a little rocking just to make sure that you can feel them settled. And if you become very still and very aware of the spine, as you rock side to side, it's almost like you're hitting a little bumper on either side. And you sort of just want to bounce up, going taller and taller in the spine until you find that beautiful column of the central axis in the body, and we'll look to the spiritual eye. And if you would join me, we're going to chant the singing Om. So it's the sound of Om in 3 different notes. It's a beautiful way to close our practice. just join when you feel ready. We'll do several rounds. Moment of silence. Take the hands in towards the heart and rub them together with a little bit of energy here. And we're going to send out waves of blessing today into the whole world. The whole world really needs it. Let's extend the palms out. And you relax your entire body so that you can be an open channel for this flow of grace, of peace. Feel yourself connecting with all those other souls in this very moment across the world who are practicing meditation, yoga, asana. We'll chant Om 3 times, feeling silent blessings sweeping over the lands throughout this earth, uplifting souls, bringing greater harmony to this world. Join us when you're ready. Let's take one round just to clear the lungs. Inhale through the nose. Open mouth, exhale. And we'll join with our Oms. Deep breath. Rest of those blessings, send them way out into the world. And we'll join our hands together in prayer. With a gentle bow of our head towards our hands in prayer, we bow to the divine nature within all beings. No matter how they appear outwardly, no matter our judgments of them, all beings have a divine nature. And we bow to that place in them, that place within ourselves as well, and saying Namaste, Namaste. Take your time, slowly opening the eyes. Thank you so much for joining this morning. I really appreciate your presence and all that you contribute, and know that your energy is what inspires this class. And so I thank you too for your energy, for this location, these beautiful flowers around us. We have so much to be grateful for. Stay focused on what's positive in your life and what's around you. You know, it was, who was it? It was Mr. Rogers, whose the counsel of his mother was, when in times of crisis, look for the helpers. Look for the helpers, those people who are extending an open hand, extending their heart. So namaste. Have a beautiful day.
And my thought of the day is, the answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. the answer is still blowing in the wind
Yes.
after 50 years.
Amen.
Bob Dylan.
Yes.